Yo, what's up, traders? Trust you are doing great. So another episode of trading analysis with Prince Tawan. Before I even hop into the chat, I just want to give all my students, or all the people who are listening to this video, a very special advice. Forex is a journey. Forex is a journey. When you're going for a journey, do you bear with me that Forex is a journey? If yes, then you have to concur with this. Every journey has to do with what preparation. Okay, every journey has to do with what preparation, proper preparation. If you're going, if you're traveling, let's say on foot, or let's say you're using your car, definitely what are you going to be needing? You're going to be needing petrol. You're going to be needing extra fuel in the boot. Should in case the fuel in your car gets finished, and where you are there's no petrol station where you could, you know, stop by and get some petrol. So you wanna get yourself prepared for situations like that. Now, if with the normal phenomenon of life, and when I talk of natural circumstances, they do occur that way. What do you think with forex? Okay, it's not like a way people show you out there. They just got into trading and they already start making money. Nah, nah. They don't show you their losses. Okay, before I get to this stage of me making consistent profit and all the rest, it was a whole lot of stress. Trust me, a whole lot, and I'm still working to get there. Okay, you want to have something you're doing. You want to maybe have a side hustle that gives you that money. Just take for example, let's say you're buying just funded accounts. Prop firm accounts. Whenever you lose this account, you feel bad. Okay, probably maybe because you have placed your hopes on it. That after you. Because I'm just telling you exactly my story. I always had that mindset that okay, one day I'll just withdraw one heavy amount of money and I'll be fine from there. But I actually went through a whole lot. Because whenever I lose my accounts, I never had money to buy them again. I have to start suffering, trying to look for money and all the rest. Okay. So please, all my students, you want to have something you're doing. If you're dropping out from school, if you've dropped out from school, look for a side hustle, maybe a job somewhere, okay, that you're doing and focusing on your main goal. Okay. Don't ever derail from this goal because what it can do to you is a very profitable when you finally get hold of the skill. It's something that your family they will be the amount will not be able to speak the wonders you do for them. So guys, make sure you have something doing. Don't say I'm doing forex. Who does that? Don't say I'm trading forex even though you're not withdrawing or you're not profitable and you feel like that's you're not doing anything there. You're going through a journey. When the time comes, you know where you're living just with this business and you take the money and invest into multiple businesses. Okay, so guys, take note on that. Like I want you guys to really take pinpoint on that aspect of you getting something doing. Is it that you're selling somewhere? Whenever you come back, you come and hop on your charts, analyze and then execute. Okay, pinpoint on that aspect. Pinpoint on that aspect. Make sure you're doing something. Make sure. I can remember at the time when I was in a company, the first company that I ever learned my basics of forex. Okay, I never had any strategy from that company. Actually, the company was actually teaching very well, but I was not really taking forex too serious at the time. I think that was 2020, yeah, early 2020. I started learning. I had my basics, and at that time they were paying. I had ranked up a certain rank, and I was earning, I think, $166 every week. That was enough money to keep buying my Profem's account. Okay, that was enough money. How much is a Profem account? The least I think you can have it for I think $34, and there's $84. There's the 50K, 100K, 200. So you get it. That was enough at least for me to start buying my Profem account. But at that time I never knew what I was actually going into. I never understood what I wanted out of life. I really knew where I was actually heading to. That because that was the time where I was supposed to be like, okay, I've flared. Let me take money this week and keep buying and keep buying, and one day you're gonna succeed. That was it. So maybe I just felt like maybe that time, me I'm just using this as an excuse. Maybe that time, even if I lose it, I would have been like, okay, I've lost it. After all, I still have money coming in this week. So maybe I'd have not even really still take it very serious, because at that time I was not like I was not. I had friends who were like, Prince, take this thing serious. I had a friend in US. He was always telling me that, bro, this thing can actually change your life and all the rest. Bread. you, when that awakeness never did, bruh. It never did. So at the time when I was not earning anything, that's when I woke up that, okay, Prince, I want to take this journey. Actually, let me just tell you this short story. I actually went home. I tried joining an MLM company. Wasn't doing so well in that company. Actually started growing one of the biggest teams. Okay, I wasn't really making a whole lot of money like the way I was um explained that way. In fact, I was just suffering, just moving all around the towns, presenting my business and all the rest. That's not really my thing. I'm good in talking to people. I'm good in communication skills, but that was not really my. That's not the kind of life which I wanted to envision for myself. I want a life whereby I'm supposed to sit. No one is supposed to determine my money. You get? I determine the cash. So I took back forex after 2020. I stopped. The whole of 2020, I was not trading. Like the whole of 2021, I entered that company. It was not up to a year. It wasn't up to a year. I entered that company. I can remember early September something. September, October, November, December, January, February. Now February, I've started seeing some things that I'm not supposed to do it. I quit February, March around that time, and then I felt really ill. Like I was really sick. I was home for about 3 months, just home, not doing anything. My leg actually really got really swollen. People were even thinking my mom and dad even thought in Africa they call it when you match medicine, something like that. So at that time, I was really confused with myself. I was like, Prince, what do you want to really do with your life? Like, what next now? What after this? What next? My leg was actually swollen, but I was not even caring about that leg. Even when they said I should not go out, I'll still go out. Like, I told myself, what do I want to really do with my life? Then I hop back on the chat. I'm like, okay, this is what they introduced me. My friend, and I've seen him produce the result. I hopped back on the chat. That's when I started the relearning. Day in, day out, night after night, I'll study. I came across my mentor. I paid for his program. I think that's when I really started understanding the charts, like exactly what's in his course is exactly what I'm emulating here. I'm just doing copy and paste. I've studied all his video. At times I even talk like him. So at that time, he studied, bought my first account, lost it, bought my second account, lost it, bought my third account, lost, fourth account, lost, fifth account, lost. So it was just a whole hell of torments and up and down, crying. Then finally, I got hold. Like I now understood what the chat was actually trying to tell you guys. So never give up on your goals. Like never give up. It might take you 1 year, it might take you 2 years, it might take you 3 years, but just believe. For me, it took me few months of actually. The reason I can say it took me few months because I cannot consider the 2020. I just had my basics. I don't even understand what the basics was. It's when I actually came back early 2022. Okay, late 2022 during those months of January, February, March, April, May, June, I was sick at home. From that June to that time, that's when I started. So in that few months, I had to take back basics very seriously, take back everything. That's when I understood what was forex. At the other time, I was just blabbing everywhere, blabbing and referring people to the company and making money. I was not trading. So my journey started just this 2020, and the reason I can see I was that fast is because I'm someone that whenever I want to do something, I give in my all into it. I'm not half-sided. I give it my all. So I left my father's house that time when my leg actually got healed. I left. I got a room, wrote my goals, kept them on the walls. I think I have all those documented, on my phone. And so basically, that's just it. Went through hell, like It might not be so for you, it might not be so for others. Some people might just get into these charts based on their level of high discipline. They just they just start making the profit and the consistency. So some people will have to start building the discipline, start building the patience, start looking for that strategy. Now, the worst mistake you can even do in this market is hopping from strategy to strategy. You'll be 6 years, 7 years without withdrawals. You withdraw, maybe, but you'll not be consistent. I heard one guy was saying, I've been 6 years in this game and he's not still making money. It's simple. I can tell for a fact what he has done. He has hopped to this strategy. He's heard that this mentor is making profit, making profit. The mentor is not showing his loss. You hop to him. You heard that this guy Kojo Forex is doing this. You heard that this one the Forex is doing. You heard that this Forex. You hop. You keep hopping and hopping. The funniest thing is that these guys don't tell you that they also make loss. So they also make loss. No strategy is perfect. No strategy. That's what you need to bear in mind. No strategy is perfect, but you can minimize your risks and you can minimize your losses when that bad days comes. Okay. So when I had that at the back of my mind, I had that in a very young age, like I had that while I was 19. So that actually really guided me while I was in the world builders. They said just pick up one mentor and study just his strategy. And I was like, okay. So maybe that's why. That's the reason. Because now what you don't know is people actually felt like it's not about picking one strategy, it's about having cluster of strategies. Whenever this one is not working, move to the next and you just mess up your whole self, trust me. Mess up your whole self because it takes time for you to master a strategy first and it becomes an edge. An edge means that you trust that strategy. You trust it that it's actually going to do what you want to in time, even if you're making loss now. But whenever you see your confirmations, you hop in again. So you first start by what? Trusting a strategy, and in trusting the strategy, you need to backtest that strategy. When I say backtest, what do I mean by backtest? You need to document. You need to screenshot that. Okay, I got in here. Like for example, what's on my screen at the time when prices was ranging up, I knew very well that price actually come and break this counter trend. When price actually breaks this counter, I took a screenshot, and you can see I've been backtesting it, right? Anytime it breaks, it falls. Anytime it breaks, it falls. Draw now when it breaks, it falls. Like I have now an edge. I trust the strategy. Okay, it's different from when someone tells you that when this counter trend line break, it's gonna fall. It's different from when you actually see it breaks and it falls, and you keep seeing it breaks and keep falling. It's totally different because now you can see it, and when you see it, it gives you this feeling. Okay, it gives you this awakens a thought in your mind. You're like, okay, you've actually seen this happen. It's different when someone is telling you. That's what they talk about having an edge. That's what they talk about backtesting. Okay, so this episode I'll just name it maybe trading advice or something. Okay, it's very important. So guys, see ya, see ya, see ya. Take care.